Welcome back to the MoChill Zone, and now more with James.
Besides all the dad stuff and the TV stuff and the radio stuff, what do you like to do for fun? Besides that, I mean, like, what are some of your hobbies? What are, you know?
My
I know
hobbies
besides.
are making content for, that's kind of what I do. But the Knuckleheads of Liberty thing is a hobby.
Okay.
So I suppose technically Late Night Love is a hobby. We don't make any real money off of it. So this, I help people for fun. That's,
Nice.
when I actually want to relax, I literally just relax. I'll sleep all day.
Okay.
I have, well, me and my kids were playing Helldivers for a little while.
Awesome, man. Woo.
When my kids, we get around, we play. I haven't had time in a few weeks, but every now and
Okay.
again we'll get together and the kids will play Helldivers, just for some fun.
Nice.
No, in terms of hobby, no, this is my hobby. Oddly enough, politics is my hobby.
Yeah, I know somebody that you're kindred spirits with, so you guys will get along really, really well. I'm not gonna mention nobody's name, hint, hint, but yeah, you guys will get along really well.
Well, politics is not my hobby, but I wouldn't put it.
Oh man! Well, see, the problem with playing in libertarian politics is the minute you start playing, you end up with responsibilities, and so
Got it.
because you're third party politics, and if you're willing to participate,
They're gonna take. Well, we'll take.
There's a hole to fill, right? There's always a hole to fill.
For
so
sure.
You start being willing to participate, you can. Now, the side benefit of that is you can learn to be a community organizer. On the job training, right?
Absolutely.
You learn under fire, and those are transferable skills.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Once you can community organize a small political group, you can community organize anything. Because man, if you can, trust me, if you can get a bunch of activists to go in the same direction for just 2 weeks, man, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. Any adults,
No,
but particularly
I'm not kidding.
activists.
We have the booth at the state fair, and it's a 17-day event, right? And getting libertarians, the Republicans have the same problem. The union booths have the same problem. Is getting volunteers to stay that organized for 17 days.
Yeah.
Right? You're not talking paid staff, you're talking volunteers.
Yeah, but I mean I think you made a good point. You can really, if you do take it seriously, like you can really make a difference in those situations.
And not only that, but you can then take that experience into your working life.
Yeah.
I got my job at the radio station because I know how to organize activists.
Nice.
Right? I can keep activists organized. I know how to organize a community. That's what they actually needed. Running the radio station part, I could learn. But with what they didn't have time for was someone to learn how to be a community organizer.
Yep, that makes sense. Well, it seems like you found your niche.
I found whether I found it or I built it is an open question.
Hey, well, one way or another, you're in it. You're in your niche. We'll say it that way.
Yeah, there we go. Because that's a good one. I don't want to say I found something because I kind of think I built it. And one of the things I'm trying to be better at is accepting my victories.
Absolutely. That's great. That's what my therapist tells me to do too. So
hey, to make you feel better, I've been going to my same therapist for 20 years now.
Nice.
I see her once a month for 20 years.
Wow.
And, I only go half an hour a month now, but because one, we've been at this for a long time. We get to work, and we're done, right? So when I was going for an hour, we spent half an hour talking politics because we were already done with all the
I would say that's the problem with my first therapist. I would just talk politics with them all the time and talk like psychology because I was interested with it. Like that's not the freaking point. It's time to talk about you. But of course, I don't want to do that.
Well, that's what I figure is that's part of you building the trust with your therapist. So when you can have those deep conversations, that you're not going to be rejected from her because of your views.
That's
that whatever that she's not going to, that in my case, she's not going to, me and my therapist, we're vastly politically different. She's a Bernie Sanders supporter. I'm a libertarian, right?
For sure.
But we can trust each other that ultimately at the end of the day, we want to be in eventually and realistically the same place.
Yeah.
We just have vastly different ways of getting there. So we
Sure.
can respect each other because we're honest, we're open, and because of that, she's a great therapist for me.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, if you can't be honest with your therapist about your political views and without being fear of being rejected, you probably got the wrong therapist.
Yeah, you should try.
And it's not that they have to agree with you. It's that, you don't want a therapist who you're afraid is going to reject you.
Yeah, that'll judge you for saying something about yourself.
Yeah, because you have political leanings or something. Yeah.
I think you brought up a great point too, not to cut you, because I think it's very important. Like, other people might be feeling that same way and they don't know how to express themselves. So by you bringing that attention, it's very important. It's for also on the other side, therapists to know that, hey, wait a minute, leave my opinion outside of my point. I can't be objective. I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe that's important also.
Yeah, or the therapist needs to choose their clients better.
Yes, right. That's it.
Yeah, I don't have a mind if a therapist goes, I can't. Let's say I can't deal with people who are far left or far right, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
For whatever reason. Maybe they can't choose with either one. I have no problems with that as long as they're honest with themselves and their clients.
Yeah.
Right.
Not everybody's for everyone. So
yeah. It's why would you want to force a therapist to work with people that they're uncomfortable working with? You just don't want to be that. That's just not your therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's great. But you touched on the something I've been getting into with my therapist is the negative self-ideation, and just like the you don't even realize it sometimes. I mean, it's just for me. I don't want to talk for you, but like I didn't even realize that I was being so negative on myself. But like it's almost like some of us are trained to do that.
Yeah, and sometimes you do it in ways that we don't realize. Like a giggle. You make a strong point, and then you'll kind of laugh to undercut it, to soften it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll kind of laugh. I still have that problem. I still do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not subconsciously, but it's how other people will interpret it. And so it's one of those things you have to work on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but often you can't work on it until you notice it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. What's the difference between laughing because something is an uncomfortable moment and so you're laughing to try to smooth over an uncomfortable moment, or what's you undercutting yourself?
Yeah. You got to realize what you're doing first before you can correct the behavior. Yeah. That's why therapy helps, because they'll tell you. A good therapist.
Yeah, they'll tell you. Well, they'll help you work through it. Most good therapists help you work through it, right? They don't give you answers. What they do is they sit with you kind of like a guidepost as you're finding your answers, right?
You're right.
That's what good therapists really do.
Mm-hmm.
And on occasion, they'll put up a sign, here, hello.
Yeah. That's,
hello,
I guess that's where I'm coming from. This is what
you want to pay attention to.
Shout out to all the therapists, by the way, too.
Personally. So that's maybe where I'm coming from.
Shout out to all the therapists. I did therapy, and I think everybody should do therapy. I think everybody should. It's healthy. You go to a doctor, you go see a doctor, healthy mind, healthy body. So it's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, personally, this is my opinion. Now you may disagree, but
you work out your body, you should work out your mind.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things I heard something this weekend. We often say when we talk about mental health, what people often hear is mental illness.
Right.
And there's a difference between mental health and mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Taking care of your mental health can prevent mental illness, but it can also prevent physical illness.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, stress is the biggest killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the stress that will kill you. And so managing your stress is taking care of your mental health, which in the long term takes care of your physical health.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well said.
And so these things are more important than they're more important than we realize, especially when we're young, because we have so much energy and to kind of power through things.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that when we get 50, I never expected to hit 50, right? There was a number, I could have died 3 times before 50. I walked into a hospital almost dead twice.
Wow.
One was walking pneumonia, and the other one was psoriasis of the liver.
Wow.
The liver essentially shut down. And The doctor who lived next to me at the time, who worked at the hospital, he said, you were within 3 hours of a complete body shutdown. He says, if you had walked into the hospital any later, we might not have been able to save you.
Wow.
And I literally drove myself to the hospital. Now, luckily, I live across the street, so it's not like I had to drive far.
But that's how bad you were in pain. You had to drive.
I wasn't in pain. I had gotten past the point where I could no longer recognize pain. I just knew something was no longer right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And
I had an appendectomy, and I was close to bursting. So I know what you're saying. It's pretty crazy.
I had undiagnosed hepatitis B, and so I was almost dead on that one. That was the really closest one. The walking pneumonia, how close I was to death is an open question. Sometimes I think my doctor was trying to scare me because I'm kind of hard-headed, but but I was clearly closer than I should have been.
Like, don't wait so long next time, please.
I'm kind of a moron when it comes to that. I actually told the people at work that, if I ever tell you I need to go to the hospital, believe me, because because that's
the last place I want to be.
Drop what you're doing. That means it's gotten way past the point where I already should have gone.
My mom made me go to the hospital for my appendectomy. I couldn't walk from pain. I'm like, nah. So thank you, Mom.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mom.
We as humans are dumb, right?
Yeah.
We know we should take care of ourselves, and we don't.
Sometimes
we would give advice. We give advice to others that we refuse to take ourselves. Like if someone else was as sick as you would have said you should go to the doctor.
For sure.
You moron. But of course, when you apply that, look at the person in the mirror. Nah, you're fine. You'll be all right.
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right on, man. Well, I appreciate it.
It's insane.
You can tell you've grown a lot from your mental health journey, and that's we really appreciate you sharing that for myself personally and for the audience.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I didn't know when I started this journey that if you're open with it, you can actually inspire others to make a similar journey.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's strange what can inspire people. When I get stressed at work, I take a walk. I'll hop out, I'll go walk around the building, just to kind of reset myself and go back. And people who work in the building, work for the different company, not even the same company, they see that, and now they get out of their desks and will take a walk. Mm-hmm. They will now, instead of eating at their desks, I'm one of the few people in this building who actually goes home for lunch. I go home. I'm lucky I live a mile from work, so I can go home.
Nice.
But even if I couldn't, I would not sit at my desk and eat my lunch. I am getting out of the building for lunch.
Mm-hmm. I do that too.
Stop eating at your desk, people. For the love of for the love of whatever you do or do not believe in, stop eating at your desk.
I love it. I love it.
Just stop it.
I agree.
Take that time for yourself.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people. You'll be more productive by taking that time away.
Yep.
You just well. I know it doesn't feel like it. You just well. And sometimes you have to trust the process.
Yep.
You dropping gems tonight, buddy?
Oh man, don't make me talk about working from home then. Or that whole work from home, go back to the office thing. Oh man.
Dropping gems tonight, man. You know what I mean? This is why I wanted to get you on the show so bad, because I figured like you have so much to offer, and there's so much that you're not even letting people know that you do. I mean, you run a radio station, but you also do the TV part. You help with that. You help with all the help with training with people. The new people come in and making sure they got their stuff. You help with the admin stuff. There's so many different things that you do, and not to mention your other outside stuff than that. And then on top of it, you got a couple shows that you actually help on, and you're your own show. So it's a lot, man. And so I commend you for one, but number two, I'm like, man, how does he do it? So I can kind of be like a little bit, just get one of how he does it, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? So yeah.
For sure.
The only advice I have for doing those things is one, remember, my content creation is my hobby, right? So that is my hobby. And so it's not work. And so that makes it easier to do as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long it's not going to be, it's going to be a hobby. You know, maybe I'm going to shift it into work at some point. It's hard for me to know.
Mm-hmm.
But hobbies can turn to work. Hobbies
Yeah.
can turn into a career. So, you
Yep.
know, become good at what you do, especially in the modern world where you know you can display your hobby on YouTube or TikTok, and if you're engaging and explaining it, you can make a living doing that.
Yep.
I mean, now it's a different thing. It's hard to do. Most people fail at it.
Yeah.
But well, let me back up. Most people don't have economic success at it. Let me rephrase.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Because if you start out on your journey as I'm just going on a journey and I'm going to see where it's going to go, and it goes where it goes, you know, and 5 years later, you don't have many people that watched you, but you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot of skills. You've learned how to edit. You've learned how to put a show together. You've learned how to um, get guests. You've learned how to interview people. You know, whatever it is you're doing, you now have more skills.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And as long as you're developing skills of some form, and then you're moving forward. And
Right.
as long as you're moving forward, you're succeeding at life.
Love it.
Yeah, man.
And you know, paying the bills is a requirement, you know,
Yeah.
survival, but it's always been a requirement of survival. But even if we were hunters and gatherers, you still had to go out and you still had to work.
Yeah.
Right? You still had to go out and you still had to hunt and gather.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's nothing new under the sun in that sense.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
You're right. So, where do you see your show? Where do you see yourself in the next few years? And what's the message you want to give to the people?
oh man, I don't even know where I'm going to be in the next 5 months with the way the world is going right now.
What's
No,
your plan,
seriously,
though?
it's just a lot of stuff is up in the air, and so it's hard when I talk about in 5 years. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't vision 5 years out.
Because you're not a communist, right? No 5-year plans.
no 5-year plans. No, no. You know, there's times to have 5-year plans, 4 or 5, 10-year plans. But I've reached the point in my life. I'm 54. In 10 years, I should theoretically be retired. Now, I know that I'm not going to be retired in 10 years, right? I'll be doing something until I can no longer do something. That's, you know, I'll retire the day I die. It's kind of what I've said.
Yeah.
But it's at some point it won't be work, right? It'll just be what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what that is yet.
Well, if they say if you love what you're doing, you're getting paid for, it's like not working at all.
No, it's very easy for me to get up in the mornings. Well, except for like this morning when I just didn't get enough sleep the night before. But as a general rule of thumb, I don't struggle to get up.
I
don't
was gonna get you on
struggle
that
with
one. Wait a minute,
motivation
I
to get
remember you telling me the other day it was kind of hard to get up.
Yeah. Well, you know, some days you're tired. You know, there's the physical part of being tired. But you know, the
But
emotional
you're not dreading
part,
going to work.
yeah, I do not dread to go to work. No. I am lucky that I've had days, I've had jobs, right, where you just, God, you got to go up and you got to go do this again, you know, and you do it because you've got to put a roof over the head. The kids need food, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm lucky that I'm in a couple of different positions. I'm in a position where I don't have to work because I own the house. Well, my family owns the house I live in. It's a family trust. My grandfather built it. And so we have absurdly low housing costs. So I don't have to, so I can work for meaning rather than for pay, which means I can work for nonprofits. I get to, rather than having to work 2 jobs, I can work 1 job plus all my hobbies.
That's cool.
I get to do these kinds of things instead of having to focus on making this pay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Some days I suspect someday I'll figure out how to make this pay. I just haven't figured it out yet because I haven't dedicated the time.
Let's do it. Tell us how to do it too.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, if I
exactly.
figure it out, you know, I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. I always share. So
Oh yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna be by you because don't worry because I still every once in a while I come down there. I'm gonna be back here on the show. Don't worry. So I'll let you know that I haven't forgot about you. I've just been so busy. So I'm gonna get back down so I can still keep my skills good. So I want to come. I will be in there for that. By the way, I gotta
no,
get my skills good.
that's good. You know, what I have enjoyed actually about the show since I've been on the show is we've completely turned over the staff. None of the people who work on the show are part of our quote unquote libertarians, except for Gail, the producer. Everybody else who works in the control room, they are students of Access Sacramento who have come through the show and decided to keep working because they like working with us as a team.
Mm-hmm. That's
They
cool.
don't work with us for politics. They work with us because they like working with us as a team.
Yeah,
And
that's what I like about it.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is.
That's just kind of cool. You know, it's one thing to have people show up because they're they're motivated by ideology. It's another thing to have people show up because they like working with you.
For sure.
That's because that's you, man. It's your aura you give out. That's the kind of aura you give out. So that's a testament to you, buddy. And John, your co-host John also. He's
John,
also
our co-host. You know, it's funny. The day I had to work at the state fair. You guys had a show. Apparently, all heck broke loose when I wasn't there.
Wow. Okay.
We had all kinds of problems. I mean, don't get me wrong. We are a public access TV show. All kinds of things go wrong all the time, right? It just happens. But yeah, apparently all heck broke loose the day I wasn't there. And so, yeah, that's kind of fun. So,
Yeah.
what happened? What did you guys do? You know,
Exactly.
you get to go,
No,
what did you guys do? You guys are killing me over here.
who, us?
No, well, the guys at the
Oh,
TV.
yeah. I got you. Yeah, you're right.
You just
Hey,
get to make fun of them. You know how it
of
goes
course,
when you're part of a team and you're the guy
definitely.
who's gone when stuff breaks. You get to come back and go,
Yeah.
hey.
Well, they come to you anyway, so I got it. So but that's all good. But yeah, man, we really do appreciate you coming out. Is there something else that you could like give us to the people and let them know how they can reach you personally? You're like so they can get. We're going to put us up on your site also, so they can reach you personally. Can you tell the people how we can do that?
Well, let's see. My Facebook page, you can just search me on James Just on Facebook. It's public. Everything I post on social media is public. I have nothing private, so you can go and search through all that. You can go to latenighlove.us if you're interested in the Late Night Love program. And for anything else, just search the title of the show. We have websites for all the shows. It's Late Night Love, Libertarian Counterpoint, Knuckleheads of Liberty, and then you can just find me on Facebook. Just search James Justin. You find me.
Yeah,
I'm the easiest person on the planet to find.
And we're gonna put you, which you don't mind, we're gonna put you up on our site also, so that way people can click on there and find all your information too. You want to tell me anything there?
My phone died, but just wanted to say thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you. Next time I'll have a Atlas Shrugged read, and we can get into some Ayn Rand.
Oh, you don't bother. I haven't read it.
No.
No. You know, if you want to talk about philosophy, I came to the libertarian philosophy on my own.
Okay, cool.
I oddly enough, I discovered it through Ross Perot for the oddest
Ross
of.
Perot.
If you guys really want to, no, Ross Perot was not a libertarian.
Oh yeah,
he came around at the same time where I was looking for something new, and so he kind of made me realize that I could look for something else. And that's where I kind of found the libertarian philosophy. And I didn't find it through Ayn Rand, or I didn't find it through Ron Paul or any of the traditional cases.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of my own philosophical journey.
Oh, cool. Nice. Very cool. All right, James, we appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, man, we do appreciate you, man. Like, hey, you know what? Definitely have you back on the show. We'll put you on the site. Y'all make sure you and what days you come on, the times for your show? So tell the people again.
I must see Libertarian Counterpoints Thursdays at 8 on Channel 17. And Late Night Love is Tuesdays, 12 a.m., midnight Tuesday morning.
Cool. Awesome.
All right,
All
man.
right.
Well, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you again. And you'll help us with the editing. So yeah, y'all don't know that though. Okay. All right, everybody. We appreciate you. MoChill Zone, we're out, and y'all make sure you check him out. And y'all be seeing me on his show too. We're out of here. Later.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
And now another MoChill original song, 24.
Pop a bottle of Chris or open a Margot. You only got 24 to go. Flow in theories on the record player. You better live now cause you don't got later. Call up your crew, don't forget your boo. Grab you a cup and make it do what it do. My 24 is here. Goodbye to all my king. Apologize for seeing got 24 hours to live.
Would you cry, would you joy, would you mourn? I think about the things that you haven't done and life goes on. I apologize for all my sins. I'd like to say goodbye to all my kin. Hope they remember, cause I'm no more. Keep spreading love and joy. My 24 is here. Goodbye to all my kin. I apologize for seeing God 24 hours to live. I finally get it. My 24 is here. Goodbye to all my kin. I apologize for seeing got 24 hours to live. My 24 is here. Goodbye to all my kin. I apologize for seeing got 24 hours to live.
Thank you for listening to episode 22 of the MoChill Zone podcast. We strive to bring you inspiring, unique, and entertaining stories. We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Follow MoChill Productions on Instagram and Facebook for announcements of all our episodes' online release dates.